Hello, hello.
Good morning.
Lovely to have you join us, Belinda. I've got a gorgeous friend and very powerful empowerment coach for mums as well, joining me this morning. And we are talking about how we can best or better support women and mothers, especially to juggle motherhood along with those of us who can unfortunately face health issues while doing that. And some of the challenges are that our health can cause us to feel mental and emotional stress as well. And Belinda comes through and supports parents on this journey. So we'd love to hear about the work you do, how you support women, and leave us with a few tips, Belinda, for mums in this group. Either they might be going through these challenges, and also possibly they might need to support other women that are going through challenges like this. So why we've asked Belinda to come and join us today is because we are about empowering parents. We are a lot about emotions, and managing our emotions is key. Yes, we do need to have strategies on the side, but our emotions play a big role. So without further ado, I'm going to leave it to Belinda to share with us her expertise. Go for it, Belinda.
Thank you, Yolanda. I really appreciate the invitation to come and chat with you today. I'm really passionate about women's health issues and how that's affecting their mental and emotional health. And being a mum myself, I know firsthand just how tough it can be when you're experiencing these, I say in the womb space, but it's basically gynecological issues. So I myself was diagnosed with endometriosis back in 2004. So this was all pre-children, but straight away I was told that it could impact my ability to have children. And then a few years later, when we did start trying, it did. And so we struggled through infertility for nearly a decade in my 30s. We did end up with two beautiful little miracles. So my daughter's 9, my son's 4. But when we were struggling with secondary infertility before we had our son, I had my daughter already. So I experienced firsthand just how hard it was to be going through infertility whilst having a little person there who needed my love and my support and my attention. So I had to take many breaks, come back and forth and check in on how I was being present or not for her. And also, I was back at work. So there were so many different pressures on me during this time while I was dealing with infertility. And then in 2015, before we did the final IVF cycle that led to our miraculous natural conception, I was also diagnosed with adenomyosis. So
all these words, Belinda.
So these are the conditions that I'm talking about, adenomyosis, endometriosis, polycystic ovary syndrome. So endometriosis is where the normal uterine tissue similar to the uterine lining ends up in the abdominal cavity and can cause women a lot of pain. And they might have to have multiple surgeries to keep removing the adhesions from within their pelvic cavity. So there's financial burden, there's physical aspects of those diseases that they're dealing with on a day-to-day basis that, compounds on what you're already facing when you're a parent.
As it is challenging for mums to be looking after a new baby, and especially if it's your first baby, there's enough of challenges there. And really you are about supporting women who have that added pressure of health that comes in that affects their mental and emotional well-being.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
And a lot of these women have had a history of being ignored. There's stories of endometriosis taking, 10 plus years to be diagnosed because apparently it's normal for periods to be painful when it's not. So this this mindset that these women, you know, they've been kind of beaten down a little bit by not being believed. And so their confidence is already shot a lot of the time. So, and then coming to be a mother and a parent, you need to set your boundaries. You need to, you know, stand firm in yourself and believe in yourself. So there's a big element of the work that I do that is around rebuilding their confidence in their self. So understanding, you know, what do I value to then know, well, where am I setting my boundaries? How am I, you know, filling my cup first? It's such a classic thing with mums, isn't it? That they prioritize their family and their family's health first. When these women are dealing with these chronic health conditions that have their own, like they're screaming in their face, you know, there might be pelvic pain, there might be, in my case, it was infertility and not being able to grow my family. You know, it's quite consuming. So having that ability to build their confidence in themselves, to put themselves first, start to prioritize themselves is a big part of the work that I do with these mums. So I've got a therapy and coaching practice here in Brisbane. I see people in person and online. And so I start with that foundation. Because it can, when they don't have that confidence and they haven't been believed and they've been, you know, pushed aside, and they start to feel anxious about, you know, well, what am I going to experience when I'm out and about with my children right now? What's going to happen when I have to have that procedure? If I go to see that doctor, are they going to believe me? So there's so much anxiety that can build up around that. So I see women who are experiencing either health anxiety or just day-to-day build up of stress and anxiety.
What are some of the biggest problems that your clients come to you with? What are the most biggest and the most common problems, really, their biggest pain point?
So as I was saying, like they've kind of lost that faith in themselves. And a lot of women are really, really angry with the middle part of their body, because they feel so betrayed by it. Even if they have been able to create children, unfortunately, that doesn't always resolve it for them, because it's created so much pain for them, and not just physical pain, like emotional pain for them. They've lost friendships from it. They've, you know, it can, you know, emotions fluctuate within our cycle anyway. But a lot of the time, like I see women with a condition called Pmdd, and that's basically like PMS ramped up next level.
Wow.
And that's when they come to see me with, they've got that, there's a lot of guilt about how they've treated their family or their partner. And so it's about helping them to understand that they're not a bad person, their body is not broken, that they can have faith in themselves, they can rebuild that trust and that love with their bodies.
And what I understand is that as we heal or bring them to terms with their own emotional health, there is, and science is proving that physical health, the repair, physical repair is at a faster pace as well, and it definitely shows the impact of supporting your emotional side of how you cope also enhances the healing. Is that what you experience in your work?
Yeah, definitely. And I've seen clients who, when they have reestablished that love and that confidence within themselves, they're making better food choices. And then that means better health ultimately. So like we're such an
linked to our emotions, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so I'm sure that research that you're talking about can, you know, relates to the stress hormones, and lowering the stress hormones lowers inflammation and improves immunity. All of those things are interconnected with endometriosis, polycystic ovary syndrome. So, you know, these are, a lot of them are immune based. I mean, there's a lot of conjecture as to where endometriosis, like you'll have some people talking about it's a hormone thing, some people say immune, but at the end of the day, all of these systems are interconnected. So, you know, you improve your emotional state, you're going to reduce those stress hormones, which is going to reduce inflammation and improve the health. And as I was saying, they're making better eating choices because they're caring for themselves, not just making sure. I've so many stories. I make sure my children and my partner are fed, and then I'll just take whatever, I might just go
whatever's left over. Yeah.
But when they have that ability to give back to themselves and love themselves, it makes such a shift in how they value their own health.
Lovely. Well, thank you for that insight into how powerful this work is. Could you leave us with a few tips, Belinda? If I would ask you like 3 top tips, either women can support themselves, or somebody close to them, or they've got a friend going through it and they just don't know how to reach out to them, how might they support them?
Yeah, it's definitely that building your confidence up to self-advocate for your own health and your own prioritization, like prioritizing yourself. And part of that is so the confidence, and then self-compassion and self-love. So being kind to yourself. So if you do slip up and you eat the wrong thing, if you do, get a bit angry every now and then because your hormones feel like that they've taken over, be kind to yourself, because by berating yourself is just going to send yourself down that downwards vicious cycle. So by breaking that cycle, you can start to create a more virtuous, upward, happier, more self-loving, compassion cycle.
I do find that once women have gone down that spiral, they do need support. So I would like to add, get the help, get the support, get the mentors. We're not meant to do this alone. So many women feel so alone and feel like they've got no options. We were never meant to do this alone. We are here to be supported. So just reach out to that friend, reach out to people like yourself, like myself, who do this work day in and day out. We got you.
Yeah, that's right. Because some of these patterns are so ingrained from a really, really long time ago. So the work that I do on the subconscious level with the hypnotherapy really starts to rewire and build those new patterns. It's such beautiful, powerful work. And then finally, the third tip I would give is to accept all emotions. There's no such thing as a bad emotion. As crappy as they can feel sometimes, when we do have those challenging ones come up, we've got to let them come and go. Emotions are energy in motion. You feel it, express it in a safe way, and let it pass. That's the best way to complete that.
Absolutely. It's so it really surprises me how we're not being taught that. It's so basic, so crucial. And as parents, we need to do this so that we can be supporting our kids with the process as well. So many parents want to support their kids with managing their emotions, but really it comes back to ourselves as parents being able to do this and do it effectively, so much so that it becomes a natural process in supporting our kids, which is a big part of the work that we do at Empowered Parenting as well. It is about building emotional resilience for parents first, in order to raise emotionally resilient kids. And those of you watching, thank you for joining us on this live. Do put in comments, questions for Belinda or for myself. If you've got a friend that you are struggling with, how do you reach out to them? Put in the comment section or private message us, and we will get back to you. Or if this is you, this is what you go through, this is your reality, and you are struggling with juggling parenting and supporting your own mental and emotional health. And yes, that can be hard. Know that you are not alone, but it's only as much as you accept to be supported. So many mothers out there believe that the right thing to do is to put your kids first, put your family first, and strive through, push yourself. You're not meant to do that. You can only give from what you have. You must, in order to best support your kids, you must best support you. Otherwise, you're going to end up with the moms that end up compounding guilt over guilt by those angry outbursts, by those by not being physically and emotionally capable to support your families because you have not done that for yourself yet. So let's, I wish I was told this when my kids were younger.
Oh, I know.
But this is why our big message out there is to mums, to you must, in order to put your family first, you cannot be doing that effectively if you aren't putting yourself first. So get out there, reach out. We are here. There's so much of support out there. You must have an intention to meet your needs so that you can meet your family's needs from there. We do have a workshop coming up on the 22nd of June, Emotional Resilience for Parents Raising Emotionally Resilient Kids, which is all about filling up your cup. It is all about meeting your own emotional needs and how to go about it and what parents can face and what comes in the way, and understanding the science behind it as well, where I'll be sharing lots of my models. So that's happening on the 22nd of June. We will put it in the link in the comment section. Belinda, if you've got events coming in that mums can be notified about, if you want to share that here, or do you want to put that in the link in the comment section here, so women know how to reach out to you?
Yeah, for sure. Now, I'll just quickly add that I've got my event coming up on the 30th of June. It's online. So that's Wednesday, 7 p.m, the 30th of June. It's Calm the Anxious Thoughts. So, and I'll give people an experience of hypnosis, because I know some people are a little bit scared of it, but it's such a beautiful, powerful, gentle process that I think everyone should experience at some point. And
absolutely. And you have your opportunity, guys. And do we have some free tickets for our audience here, Belinda?
Yeah, so I run my Compassionate Women's Health community. It's a free Facebook group, and that's full of more interviews and value of people, women experiencing these conditions as well, and their stories, or practitioners that support them. Particularly in the month of June at the moment, it's World Fertility Awareness Month. So there's a lot of activity in the group surrounding that. So I'll put the link for that group in the comments, and the link for the event as well.
Lovely. Thank you so much for the support you offered to the parents all over, and joining our group today and supporting our parents in the Empowered Parents group. It's so grateful to have you.
Thank you so much for inviting me, Yolanda.
Thank you. Bye.